astrology9heals.com. And if you are arriving in this destination for the first time, then don't forget a like and a subscribe, and do click that little bell icon on the side so you can always know when I upload a video. And I oftentimes just go live and teach astrology and also do tarot readings. So please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Now, let us begin with this beautiful expose of the Libra full moon that is coming up on the 28th at 8 degrees 18 minutes, which let us round off to 9 degrees. So 8 to 9 degrees of Libra. This is, of course, tropical Libra. And in the Vedic system, the nakshatra that this lunation is happening under is Hasta nakshatra in Virgo. I'll get to that in a little bit. So let us step by step comb through the astrology, look through the spectrum of different systems, try and glean whatever wisdom we can when we piece together the whole story. So there is a story, there is a beautiful anecdote that is coming forward of, going ahead, although we don't have all that information. So this is the tarot card for this particular decan, which is Two of Swords. Again, I will discuss that in some time. But let us understand that Libra is the time to be this Libra full moon, right? We've already been a year in lockdown. We are about to have the astrological new year in a few hours, actually, when the sun moves into Aries, and Venus will follow suit very soon. Today is the day of Venus, by the way, when I make this video. And this lunation that we are talking about is also under the rulership of Venus at 8 degrees 18 minutes of the astrological sign of Libra. So time to re-evaluate our quarantine sadness. There is a melancholy in the air, of course. Is it a time to ascertain our losses, our gains? What have we lost? What have we gained? Who have we lost? Who have we gained? And the wisdom that we have gathered from this experience of isolation that has been thrust upon us, willingly for some, unwillingly for very many people across the globe. So, maybe we have gained new friends online. I know I have gained a lot of new friends because of this whole restructuring with, working online. And I've been doing this for years, working online. So I've been just telling people I know that, suddenly all the things that I do are, fashionable. Like, don't go out, work from home, have a video based business. Because honestly, guys, 5 years ago, I was making videos about this and telling you how post 2020 things are going to completely change. Okay, so that is something to think about. Why are we so poignant right now? Why are we so sensitive? It's because Libra tries to find meaning through the other. If Aries is about me, where the sun will be at 8 degrees 18 of Aries, Libra is about us. So, Libra tries to find itself through the other. Now, sometimes this can become toxic and the relationship can become codependent. Okay, the word we are looking for is interdependence, which is a healthy exchange of energy. But sometimes the Libra energy can become codependent because it is, always trying to find itself through the other. And, sometimes it's okay. I mean, oftentimes it's okay. I have a moon in the seventh house, so I sort of know what this feels like. But it can be really, really upsetting too because you're always dependent on external feedback. And the sun passing over this 30 degrees of Aries, it is the degree of archetypalization. So the whole journey of this 1 year of quarantine has sort of, been like, packed in this 30th degree of Pisces, where the sun is just traversing as we speak. So there's a lot of angst, a lot of existential angst, because this 30 degree holds within itself all the wisdom of the 12 signs of the zodiac. It is a culmination like we can't always understand. That's why Pisces is so slippery, because it is the energy of culmination. Whereas Aries is the energy of a new beginning. In the northern hemisphere, we have spring. So it is obviously a time of renewal, rebirth. It is the exaltation of the sun. So when the sun moves into Aries, we feel happy, we feel joyous. We feel for a sec that all the melancholia has sort of been burnt away by this domicile of Mars, you know. And it is the Trikon, Mool Trikon and Vedic of Mars. So there's a real connection with Mars and Aries, okay? So, why not see ourselves and express ourselves as the planet that governs us? All right. Hi, Red. Hi. So, why not see ourselves and govern ourselves at this time as the planet that governs us? So, if you don't know about the planet that governs you, it may not be the sun, it may not be the moon, it may not be Venus, it may be Saturn. Always look to traditional rulerships, not new rulerships. Okay, so the planet that governs you actually is giving you the most potent rays, right? Now, if you look at the ancient Vedic saints, the seers, the rishis, Hermes, even Socrates, they all speak about perfect nature. Do you know what is perfect nature? And the root of philosophy actually is this very thing, which they've termed as perfect nature. Okay, Hermes says that perfect nature is the spirit of the sage linked to the planet that governs him or her. Okay, so we must now grasp the meaning of perfect nature, which is why once you tune into the vibration, the frequency of the planet that is giving you its although that planet may be your dominant, that planet may be an operational malefic. In that case, you have to tackle the situation differently. So people want to know one roundabout reading for everybody, but that's really not possible, because each horoscope is so unique that you need to really not only look at the aspects in a dry, calculated way, but you need to feel the aspects, because a lot of this work of astrology is not just your left brain where you look at a chart. Okay, this is a 90-degree aspect, this is a square. You will understand nothing of astrology that way. So it's a deeply penetrative subject that actually links you to perfect nature. Yes, primarily. Yeah, you do have a double dispositor, if I'm not sure. You don't have one final dispositor. Now, the Vedic system refutes that one final dispositor. So, there are different times, and of course, for you, Venus. Yeah, so today is the day of Venus, and this is a lunation ruled by Venus. So, it is a time to grasp the meaning of perfect nature. So then you will awaken the sage within, for that is the energy that is talking to you in frequencies and vibration. Now, the sun is hot, dry, masculine, and the sun is opposite the moon, who is cold, moist, and feminine. Oppositions create polarities. Yes, oppositions create polarities. They create this tension within us. Okay, within the male female within us, this polarity, this way of balance is what is being sought for here, a way of balance. Okay, now new moons are more for seeding new things. Full moons are amazing for energy clearance. Okay, energy clearance is something that it's very powerful. Now, Libra. Let us understand Libra in great detail. It is the sign that deals with justice. That is my most favorite part about Libra. Librans deal with justice. Okay, even if they are perverted, even if they are lowbrow Librans, they are always interested with justice. Okay, and that is amazing. It is a fall of the sun, Libra, and the sun stands opposite in exaltation in Aries, 19 degrees to be exact. But nevertheless, the whole sign of Aries is pretty much the exaltation of the sun. And Libra is the fall of the sun. Okay, so there's a lack of individuation. There is a lack of you know uh, a sense of I am, because the sun is a sense of I am. So with Libra, there's always this, people pleasing. With Libra, there's always this thing about, do I fit in? Am I important to that person? Am I, important to this person? And this constant dialogue back and forth and really dependent on external feedback. I mean, this is something about Libra that can be really destructive. Okay. So now it is the exaltation of Saturn. 21 degrees of Libra exactly is the exaltation of Saturn. But you look at the whole sign of Libra pretty much as a strong playground for Saturn. And when we think of Libra being the sign of justice, everything makes sense. That Saturn will have this exaltation in this particular seventh sign of the zodiac, right? Now, the Libra moon always needs a partner, always needs a partner, right? And because otherwise, without a partner, they may feel extremely insecure. Okay, the Libra, like Taurus, has, his or her bodily needs. But there is a sort of a cerebral connection that Libra also wants and deeply seeks a sort of, a connection that's not easily explainable, and they can be huge romantics. Venus, in this beautiful airy trigone sign of hers, it's beautiful. So there's this bodily needs, there's this intellectual need, and there's this need for a partner, need for someone to say, I love you, I'm there for you, I want to hold you, how was your day? This is something that Libra needs. And if they find a cold partner or someone who's not giving them this kind of feedback, then their lives can be miserable. Oftentimes, Librans don't want to walk out of a relationship. They will delay, they will stay till hell freezes over, literally, because they're always firstly not very keen to move on to the next relationship, because they are afraid to open up in a way, afraid to open up in a way, because if you open up too much, then people tend to see you inside of you, and Libra doesn't want to truly let anybody see them for who they are, because they have these beautiful appearances they keep, and they don't want anyone to get into the messiness. Like a Scorpio is if their messiness gets exposed, they're okay with it, although they're very private people. But for Librans, it can be really destructive. They want what they want, they want to appear nice to people, because this is the sign that is the domicile of Venus. And here Venus is this beautiful queen Urania, and she is Venus Uranian. She's beautiful, and she is really sensitive and artistic, creative. She understands colors and how colors would look, how to be beautiful. This is something the Libra native knows, especially if you're Libra ascendant and you have a solid Venus. You know beauty. Even if you don't have a solid Venus, you say have that Venus in Scorpio. It's possible that you feel that beauty in things. You see hidden beauty when nobody can see it. And sometimes due to your artistic maneuvers, you're able to bring out the beauty of the macabre for people to see. And sometimes people are like, wow, that is so scary. Yes. So, when you look at it and you see that something scary can be beautiful, something painful, something poignant can be beautiful. For after all, everything here in this manifested realm, is about finding that hidden beauty. That's why souls are here, to find the beauty in things, you know. So that is something about Libra. They love beauty. So oftentimes they don't want the messy side of life to show in front of other people. Because, you know, then the beauty somehow in their mind gets compromised. You know, how am I going to appear beautiful if I have all this baggage with me? But that is where they need to realize that all of life is beautiful, in the tragedy, in the comedy, in the beauty, in the melancholy, in the, you know, unkempt side of life. Everything is beautiful. But this is the true unitary consciousness, you know. And that is something that Librans don't always understand, because they don't want to dig deep into a subject. Okay, I'm not saying that they'll swim through the surface only, but there's a sort of a, you know, they don't like to go into too much depth. I mean, that is more Scorpio's domain. Now, moon has dignity only in the first 10 degrees by decan or phase dignity. Otherwise, if you look at decan 2 of Libra, moon does not have any dignity. Libra is diurnal, masculine, you know, air. Moon is nocturnal, moist, cold. So there's really not all the Libra is moist, because it is an air sign, and air signs are moist. Okay, so now, so remember, because this is in the first decan, the moon has some dignity, okay, or face dignity. Now, it is, of course, a cardinal sign, Libra. It is symbolized by the scale, something inanimate, something that is interested to keep balance, something that, you know, is a judgment scale almost. Also, scales of the marketplace. Remember, Libra. So it is equinoctial. It brings forth the equinox. Airy, it brings forth the solstice. It ends the equinox. It brings forth the solstice. It's airy, like I said, it's feminizing. Now, you may have noticed this with Libra men, Libra ascendants, Libra suns, even Libra moons. There's going to be a feminine quality about them. Okay, in fact, in my opinion, I have seen that many Libra men, Libra ascendant, and maybe that Venus is in Taurus or something, a lot of them tend to be very feminine. In many cases, they tend to be homosexual. In many cases, they may be heterosexual, but they are cross dressers. So they like to dress as women, maybe even put on wigs, or, you know, it's a feminizing sign. So the Libra man is not conventionally masculine. Yes, exactly. This is what many Librans tell me. This is what many people with the Libra ascendant, moon, and Venus. Exactly. So dressing up, you know, when the Libra natives dress up, it fulfills a void in them, because then they can, you know, connect to their feminine side. There's nothing wrong with connecting to your feminine side. You know, this overt machismo is destroying the world. So that's something to think about, you know. Uh, Feminizing influence, always remember that. Vocal, it's a vocal sign, it's a humane sign. Okay, so it's concerned about justice, about matters of humanity. It is noble, very noble, and it is changeable. You understand it is changeable just because it is a cardinal sign, right? Very, very changeable. Very, I won't say adaptable as the mutables are, but changeable nevertheless, okay? Now, however, with the Libra energy, there is a diminishing quality about Libra. So oftentimes you will see that if a Libra person inherits some money, they will inevitably diminish the estate that they have inherited. Okay. will be in the public eye. Here, Venus here likes to be more in the public eye than in Venus and Taurus, for instance. Supervisor of crops. Of course, food and restaurant industry is Venus related. So it's very, very Taurian and also Libran. Okay, food production, supervising the crops. Maybe the Taurus will be more of the farmer, but the Libra will be more of the communicator, supervisor of the crops, selling the crops, or doing business with the crops. They're very good at that. Vineyards, running vineyards. In fact, that people who own vineyards definitely have a very, very strong Libra signature. Okay, olive groves again, aromatics, so incense making, perfume making. Librans love that. They love perfume, anything with to do with aroma, aromatherapy, oils. Even some Librans also love oils. Some don't. Okay, Taurus is more the oil, okay, I'll move the essential oil. The Libra, some Librans love their essential oils, any kind of aroma. Okay, be it their Chanel number 9 or Chanel number 5 or whatever, they are always looking for that aroma that really turns them on. Okay, now interior design, they're amazing with interior design. If you have a Libra husband or a wife, they will decorate your house beautifully, right? Beautifully, yes. So that sense of smell. It could be perfume. It could be essential oils. It could be incense also. The Libran always wants to be surrounded by good smells. Bad smells can put them off very badly. Also, if you have a lover who smells bad or who's not pleasant disposition or countenance, the Libra can be put off. Hygiene is also very important to Librans. Libra, Virgo, both very important. Interior design, all kinds. Yeah. Interior decoration, measurements of all kinds. Why? This is simple because we've got the scales as the glyph, right? So measurements, all kinds of measurement. The story of Libra is that the scales, it's the Egyptian story actually, but the Egyptian goddess Ma'at, who's justice, basically weighs your heart against a feather. The feather is like as light as a feather, right? That's from where the word comes, the idiom comes, the idiom stems from there. So you have this very light feather. Hey, son, no. Shh, my cat is trying to get into my purse. No, son, no. Okay, crazy. So see, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Measurements of all kinds. So then Ma'at weighs your heart against the feather. And if you're found guilty of any kind of any misdeed, then obviously your heart's gonna be like, and the feather's gonna come up. And that's when you go down to the netherworld to, confront really scary creatures who will possibly devour you. So if you are clear and if you're a clean of heart, the feather will balance your heart. So hey, stop, all right? Just please, just leave the room. Chalo. So yeah, he's really disturbed. He's trying to get into my purse. I don't want him to do that because then he starts scratching, and I've lost all my good purses like that, honestly. So measurements of all kind. So that story is the myth of Libra, where your heart gets weighed. So there's this thing of also leading a righteous life because Librans love to lead a righteous life. There's something about it. Sorry. Artisans, of course, they're very good artisans. Yeah, and actors, very good singers. Taurus, very good voice because of that Venus and throat chakra. But Libra also very beautiful orators. Beautiful voice, beautiful disposition, soft countenance, unless of course that Venus is extremely scarred in a day chart and afflicted and is an operational malefic, then yeah, there could be problems, but you can balance that Venus rate, right? So singers, natives fluctuate between noble and just and malicious. So there's this dichotomy always going on, the scales, the weighing, and also Libra is the midpoint, spirit and matter. So there's always this dichotomy playing out. Like either I want to be noble and just, and then again I want to be wanton, and I want to be evil, and I want to be, insidious. So there's always this dichotomy that's playing out, right? That's something to think about. Fluctuation of the mind, fluctuation of life. Libra natives always fluctuating up, down all the time, okay? And they could be covetous of others' belongings or covetous of, if they've had an ex in school and that ex is settled, they'll be covetous of his wife that, oh, I like that guy, why is she there. It happens. Some are just more aware of it, and some are just not that aware of it, that when this sort of covetousness occurs, it's always good to identify it and then to let it go. Okay, let it go, just let it go, let it go. Don't judge yourself. Allow flow be, allow flow be, allow flow be. Okay, now, uh uh, as I said, that you also want other people's goods, not only lovers, but other people's goods. Librans, many of them, average in fortune. A Libra, although this is Venus, and Venus is the lesser benefic, but Librans really are not that great with inheritance because they tend to diminish it. They're also not good with self-earned money because they do tend to be spendthrift. So that's something. That's why they always vacillate between good and between high fortune. Yes, I am. A highly fortunate situation, and then again they're down in the dumps. So this vacillation, they lose their own possessions. Huge ups and downs. They deal with justice, legislations, and legalities. So this is something I've seen Libran natives work in legislation, work in the court system. Many lawyers are Librans, with a strong Libran signature. A Libra 6th house, 10th house. Okay. Now this is happening in Decan 1, like I told you. Okay, Decan 1 is Libra, triplicity itself, and this is the card of oh wow. Oh, hi, it's you, Bob, who got the labradorite necklace from you. Hello, hello. I'm so happy you loved labradorite. I had such good fun designing it, and I'm so happy you like it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, okay. Okay, cool. So this is that you, Bob? I think it was you, Bob, right? In New York, yes? Okay. So this is a card of the Decan, which is Decan 1. I told you Moon has dignity in Decan 1. Although look at this card. Once you concentrate on this card, what do you see? That there's a woman and she's got this uh, you know, blindfold on, and she's got two swords, which she's keeping in a ceremonial position, and it could be about two options. It could be about two paths that she may take. It could be about two ideas that she needs to ruminate on and zero down on. However, the sky is clear. It's not tempestuous or stormy. The sea looks quite friendly, and the woman is also seated. So there's not this immediate, in that war position. No, she's seated. She's almost in a ceremonial, meditative posture, and she's looking up, and she's got the back. She can hear the waves, and the waves come crashing, and the sound of the waves. She could also be using her intuition. She could also be listening to sounds of nature. Okay, there are going to be two paths in front of you. So how do you have time, you can sit down, you can ponder about it. Don't rush it, is all I'm saying. Remember, logically, we are all going to be quite illogical because Mercury has already gone into his detriment and fall. Both his detriment and his fall is Pisces. So that's where Mercury is traveling now. On the 15th, Mercury is now going in and swimming in these Neptunian, Piscean, Jupiterian seas of, otherworldly vibes, out of this world energy, spirit world, So possessions always happen during the Pisces season, I've noticed. A lot of work has to do with, also people have the need to want to connect with their loved ones who passed over. This is also something that I've seen with the Pisces energy. And Mercury is operating as a dominant in your chart, or you have an annual profection of Mercury this year. Say you have Gemini annual profection. Mercury becomes super powerful for you. You have a Virgo annual profection. Mercury becomes super powerful for you. Mercury is like your lord right now. Or even for instance, if Mercury is the lord of your fortune, the lord of the lot of your fortune. So then, a lot of things are, you're connecting to other worlds right now, tuning into different archetypes. It's a time of sitting down. It's a time of, maybe she's doing something with the swords placed over her, thing like that. We don't know that, okay? All of these images are archetypal. They invoke within us something primordial in our psyche that we can't always normally access, right? And we can't assess it either, nor can we access it, or we can, because this is the realm of the unconscious. Remember that. So we've got Libra triplicity, where this moon has dignity. So it's a good moon. It's not an extremely conflicted moon. I do tell my clients that the Libra moon is a conflicted moon. Okay, it's a moon that is really interested in keeping up appearances, pleasing people, always dependent on external feedback. But that first decan is actually literally what saves you. It's Venus, domicile ruler, Venus, decan ruler, and moon has dignity by face. So this makes it sort of a more lubricating, moist. I told you air signs are moist. Okay, now the term, we have to come to the term. So we've got domicile, we've got decan, and we've got the term. So this is happening in term 2 of Libra. Okay, 8 degrees, by 8 degrees 18 is term 2 of Libra, and this is ruled by Mercury. Again, that Mercury, I just said all that about that Mercury in Pisces, so remember that. Business-like, craft working, marketing, terms of instruments of exchange and numbers, so cryptocurrency, stock exchange, all of this, trading, collecting. Okay, so collecting not only information but also money lenders, money collectors, just and generous and intelligent. This term. So excuse me, it's a benefic term per se. Okay, it's not an extremely malefic term. Thank God for that. Now, let us discuss the air element. Okay, air element, the temperament is primary temperament is sanguine. Sanguine means really optimistic even in bad times. All right, and that is beautiful about Libra. Primary temperament is sanguine, and also sub-temperament of Libra is sanguine. So very optimistic, always, saying that, okay, we'll get through this, we'll do it. That's why they can sometimes, completely forget their own, own problems, and they can just feel like, okay, it'll be okay, we'll get over it. That can be an over optimism also, and that there could be a bit of a problem there. Now, Greek medicine says that Libra rules the kidneys, lower back, genitourinary tract, which is at the base of the root of the penis, where we have the Swadhisthana chakra, lumbar, spine, hair, skin, and all pretty body parts. Anything that is pretty is ruled by Libra. Libra is the pretty thing. Okay, now, by understanding the organs that rule a sign, we have to understand the symbology of the organ. What do kidneys do? Kidneys balance fluids and electrolytes, so aid in the process of digestion, of knowledge, of wisdom, right? Kidneys are ruled by Mercury in Virgo. Okay, now that's why you have this kidneys is actually jointly ruled by them both. Some systems say kidneys are ruled by Venus, some systems say, okay, kidneys are ruled by Virgo. So there's a bit of discrepancy here. Different systems believe in different things. Now, genitourinary tract, right, through which a man plugs into his lover. So this is why the Libra always has the need to plug into their partner for safety, right? Now, air element is an element of articulation. I've explained this to you that fire connects us to the Godhead, to an imaginal and a very deep intuitive place in our in the realm of the Godhead, right? But we need air to articulate it, to conceptualize it, to convey it, to pen it down. We need air, okay? We really need air. So sun needs moon. Sun is in Aries, in fire, where he's tuning on all these archetypal imagery that's coming through Aries, birth of a new year, the sun is awakening to new possibilities, and he must pass on all this information to the moon to articulate it. The moon is also the common people, don't forget that. So the sun needs the moon to articulate his prophecies, his dreams, his vision, his hope of a new year in his little simulation that he's running, you know. Air Libra is bringing in a new cycle. Do not forget that. However, air scatters, and the coronavirus is scattering through the air. So with Saturn in Aquarius, we are literally scared of the air we breathe in. Okay? And air wants to understand the situation from a very critical, analytical point of view, and not drown in emotions. So that's a good thing that the Pisces season is over. Finally, I can stop crying every day. All the people like me who need to cry during water sign seasons, it's over for us. We can, take a breath and we can relax now. It's finally Sun in Aries, and he's tuning into all these new prophecies. He's singing these new prophecies, and he doesn't know the meaning, for he cannot articulate all of this. He needs the moon. He needs a coldness, a moistness to articulate all of these prophecies, these visions, So that is why also it's important to understand that the air element is very much about now, the now, what's there right now. So the concerns of the now become important, right? Become important. And also the Libra is balance. It's a mixed report, many systems. So it's a Libra is a balance point between matter and spirit. Okay, a hiatus, if one may call it, a break, right? A time of rumination. Do we go back into the zodiacal wheel? Do we go back into matter, or do we continue with the descent into the realm of darkness, into a world we don't know about, okay, to the realm of spirit? What do we do, right? Time to ruminate. Now, the esoteric ruler of Libra happens to be Uranus. Okay, domicile, exoteric ruler is Venus, but soul ruler is Uranus. That's so interesting, because Libra in esoteric astrology is known as the razor-edged path. We did not know that because one would not associate Libra to be a sign that is called razor edged path, right? But it is. Also, don't forget that the path of Via Combusta begins from 15 degrees of Libra and continues to 15 degrees of Scorpio. So literally any planets in these signs, is 30 degrees, is Pitta imbalance, is burnt out. Via Combusta, burnt out. So that's there. In Libra, there must be a spiritual compromise in the razor-edged path. Okay, and after the spiritual compromise, do you go back into Virgo and back into Leo, or you continue on from Scorpio, which is the dark night of the soul, which is the entropy of the soul, right? So Libra forces everything into equilibrium. The scales, right? Think of it. Scales always want to be, they don't want to swing violently. Equilibrium, poise, Okay, equanimity. Uh, Also remember the scales, right? When you really look at the scales and you meditate on it, you will see that it also symbolizes or signifies a setting sun. And it is so true, the sun, the Libra is the fall of the sun. So that little leaf there is actually a little horizon, and it's a little sun, and you say bye bye to the sun because the sun is setting. Think about it. It's really important to understand this, because from here you realize how the process of individuation is honestly challenged in Libra. So Libra people may oftentimes come across as people who don't have a backbone. Okay. Now, the physical Libra is very interested in money, super interested in money, luxury, designer clothes, retail therapy, and what have you. The astral Libran is interested in sex, because Libra can be quite addictive as well. Venus does have a dash of addictiveness to her. So that astral Libra is into sex. Okay, obsessed with sex. Many sex addicts are actually Libra. Okay, if Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or whatever, Libra heavy people. And the mental Libran is interested in justice, okay, law, right? Now, Libra rules the kidney, which is related to the Manipura chakra. Now, Manipura is the city of jewels, and we find pearls of clarity and wisdom, self confidence, and well being, Yeah, that's very possible. So the self-confidence and well-being, right? This is the sign of Manipura chakra. So there is that possible. Libra is very intuitive because it operates from the Manipura chakra, which is the gut feeling. That, oh, I have a gut feeling. I know what to do. I have a gut feeling, right? That's Libra. The gut feeling originates here. The gut feeling is directly connected to the psyche. Okay, that is why Librans are prone to stress, prone to pain in the abdomen area, pain in the stomach. Okay, now Libra governs all interludes, all breaks of life. Okay, any kind of wait period, Libra rules over. This reminds me of the Kafka story called Before the Law. Okay, and in Before the Law, there's a man and he comes outside a gate, and he stands outside the gate, and he there's a gatekeeper, and he tells the gatekeeper that I want to go in to inside this gate, and I want to go before the law, and I want to plead my case, and I want to talk about all the injustices that have happened to me, and so on and so forth. So the gatekeeper says, no, you cannot go in, please go there and wait. So the man begins to wait. The man begins to wait. The man begins to wait. Years pass by. Firstly, months pass by. He eats whatever the gatekeeper gives him or doesn't give him. If people are walking by the road, they leave some food. He eats it. Years go by. He tries to bribe the gatekeeper. He tries to do what not. Okay, but the gatekeeper always says the same thing, that wait up, your time will come. Your time will come. One day the man is sick, he's cold, he's hungry, and he's dying, right? So he says that, I'm dying, I'm finished, I'm gone, and you didn't let me, and you didn't open the gate. And at that, the gatekeeper gets up and closes the gate. And he says, oh, wow, you're closing the gate? So the man, he's dying, and he's looking at the gatekeeper, and he says, what? What do you mean you're closing the gate? So the gatekeeper looks at him and says, of course I am closing the gate. This gate was for you, but you never had the guts to go through it. So this is very Kafkaesque. And to me, this exemplifies the Libran, poignancy of waiting, go in if you have to, fight your way in, right? Ultimately, the gate is closed and the man is dead. So who is this gatekeeper before the law? In the story, it's actually this story was actually part of his novel, The Trial, but it was published before the novel, and it became very famous because it brings forth this sort of macabre existential angst that we need to go before the law. We need to, have our case heard. But oftentimes we are not ready to walk through the door. Oftentimes, you're not ready to question the gatekeeper. And the gatekeeper here is Saturn. Saturn is exalted in Libra. So, it's almost like a really powerful energetic vibe, but you need to say, no, I'm going to go before the law. I'm going to go and I'm going to walk in and I'm going to plead my case before the law. But you don't have the heart to do that. You're being told, no, you wait outside, and you're ready to wait. You're ready to wait your whole life till you don't have one breath inside of you and the game is over. What then? The door closes forever. For the door was not meant for anybody else. The door was yours. The door was yours to walk through, Libra. So don't be like this man in the short story Before the Law. Don't live in a Kafkaesque nightmare. Walk through that door, assert your case, set your boundaries, because Saturn is watching. He will give you the power once you say, I will do it. It is the exaltation of Saturn. We think, oh, Librans are soft, Librans are, malleable, people pleasers, you can push them around. When you see it is the exaltation of Saturn, you realize how much strength a Libran really has and what a Libran can do. No, I'm not. I am not a Libran. Understand? So this is how each sign has its own beauty, its own glory, its own magnificence, right? And this is how when we listen to the story of the stars and we listen to the stories of the planets, and they sort of fulfill something within us, a deep, profound connection, as above, so below. Remember that. Now, so very interesting that Saturn will be your gatekeeper, Libra. You just got to know that you have to have the strength to tell Saturn that I don't care what you say, I am going to walk through. Maybe you need to prepare before you do that, right? So now we have a Saturn as the final dispositor. And of course, in the tropical system, the air element is dominant, right? So Sun is in Aries, in the first decan of Aries, 8:18 of Aries. The moon is, of course, in Libra, 8:18 of Libra, decan 1 of Libra, which is Libra triplicity, Sun and Aries triplicity, double Mars connection, right? Now, Mercury is, of course, in Pisces, 19 degrees and 6 of Pisces. And this is decan 2 of Pisces, which is Cancer triplicity. So Mercury and Moon actually can make people very disturbed. When Mercury and Moon are put in a combination and stirred together, they can make one very disturbed, very agitated, very anxious. Okay. Now Mercury, Venus is in 8 degrees 56 Aries, tropical placement, absolutely conjunct the Sun. So this actually makes Venus combust. Now today we were talking about Venus combust with one of my clients, and her man is Venus combust. And then you have that Venus combust. It is really a very tragic situation, for morality is questioned. And don't forget that Aries is a fall of Venus, and that Venus is combust. So love, money will never come the way that a native wants if they have these placements. It's always going to be like, oh my God, and the native will himself be very immoral, most likely, and use their odds and ends to satisfy, will be very secretive. Venus combust can make one very, very huge fornicator, adulterous. Okay, so the Venus is for thing combust, right? As we talk right now, Venus is combust. No, Venus is just going into Aries, sorry, not combust. Sun has just moved into Aries will move into, not yet actually. So now Venus is exactly conjunct the Sun, exactly opposite the Moon. Okay, so emotions and our self-worth are not going to be at peace. There's going to be a tug and pull, like, how we emotionally connect to our physical body. We may feel ugly, we may feel unwanted, we may feel rejected. Okay, there could be financial difficulties with that Venus combust the Sun opposite the Moon for some people. Okay, now Mars is in Gemini, 1431, 15 degrees, decan 2 of Gemini. Okay, and decan 2 of Gemini makes a Libra triplicity. So then Mars is again being fed by Venus. Yeah, here, have a laddu, have a laddu. Okay, so that's something, right? Jupiter is in Aquarius at 2235 of Aquarius. This makes it decan 3 of Aquarius. And decan 3 of Aquarius is Gemini triplicity, is a Libra triplicity again. Okay, because Aquarius first decan is Aquarius triplicity, second decan Gemini triplicity, third decan Libra triplicity. So again, that Jupiter is being fed by Venus. Hey, have that Venus is combust and opposite the Moon. So a lot of conflict. Saturn is at 1107 of Aquarius. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of conflict over there. Definitely, what he feels and how he feels and all of that. Now, looking at the shape of the horoscope, of the natal chart of this particular lunation, it is a funnel shape. Okay, now the Moon is holding everything literally together. Okay, oh wow, okay, yeah, I get that in your chart. So the shape, the Moon is literally holding everything together, and the conflict and crisis will come, but there's also an effort to avoid all of this conflict and crisis, and just fade away. Then Venus combust opposite the Moon. It could mean that, don't trouble me anymore. I don't want to deal with it. Just let me fade away, please. Just don't talk to me right now. Too much of it. Now, there will be ton of conflicts, okay, internal, external, in your heart or in your soul, in your mind, or external out in the world. Okay, where you tend to talk to someone and they have like they're talking complete garbage. There's like literally no logic. You can't get your point across. This is very, thank you. This is very, please, everybody should do that. I really need to get my word across, and I completely forgot to talk about my thing, and I just went into the report. Anyway, let's talk about the aspects. The Moon is opposite Venus, which I explained. Moon is us, common people. Venus is money. Venus is combust. So Moon is trine Mars, which is good. So there's going to be, the actions of the common people will be supported. Also, our emotions will in some way find a forward momentum. Okay, go with it. If you want to do that, go with it. Let's go with it. Let's flow with it. Okay. Moon is trine Saturn, which is amazing because Saturn is finally the final dispositor. So his music is what we are all playing to, some dancing to. Sometimes he doesn't play, he composes, Venus plays. So sometimes you're dancing to the minors, sometimes we are dancing to the majors, so it's beautiful. And of course, the Moon is trying the nodes. Maybe we can move forward with a new vision, a new ideology. Now, Venus, being the ruler, is making a few aspects. She's conjunct the Sun, Kazini, combust Venus, opposite the Moon, self-worth issues, financial, spend too much or spend on the wrong thing. Feed your soul. This is the time to feed your soul, remember that. Also sextile Saturn, Venus, that's good. Right now, let's talk about the fixed star connection that we have. So here at 8 degrees 57 of Libra, we have the fixed star diadem, Diadem. And this, thankfully, is a fortunate fixed star. Yes, right? And it makes a native suave, well-bred, and the native is full of personal charm. So we are right now going to feed off all of this from diadem. So, we can appear soft, we can appear like, full of charm. We can talk to somebody and charm them, or we can, go into that interview and charm someone, or we can create something beautiful and everybody's like, wow, you did that. You're like charming and modest and humble, all of that. Dissipation, however, diadem dissipates energies. So again, this dissipation could be, of course, spiritual dissipation, when you feel that a part of your psyche is dissipating, being filled with something more spiritual. Also, diadem gives dramatic abilities. So, there'll be a lot of drama. And Libra, of course, full moon, we all want to dress up. We all want to look nice. I did not have the time to do full-fledged makeup, but I just took some of my foundation and put it on my face. Tap, 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 tap. Libra full moon report, I have to at least put some BB cream, not even a foundation really. I just applied BB cream. And I didn't do my eyebrow, nothing, no eyeshadow. But I was like, I have to put some BB cream because this is Venus, right? And Venus is so much about beauty. Libra is so much. It's not about looking beautiful, it's about working with the tools that the planets give you. And Venus gives us beauty. Venus gives us all these beautiful things to, beautify yourself. Makeup is actually an art form. So, I felt that I had to do this because it was a Libra full moon. Otherwise, I would have totally not done it. Even in the Vedic system, Hasta Nakshatra likes to look beautiful. But I'll get to that. So, the diadem is also known as the wreath of jewels in the constellation Berenices. Coma Berenices. Okay, the nature of diadem is a nature of Saturn and Mercury mixed together in a blender. Imagine Saturn and Mercury are friends though. So that's a good thing. Communication, structure, and all of that playing through, right? Now, there's another star in tropical Libra, which is Vindemiatrix, which I already spoke to you about. Now, once you take the sidereal calculations, so I don't know how I went offline over there, but I already spoke about Vindemiatrix and the exaltation of Mercury. Okay, and also Vindemiatrix is quite a destructive star. Okay, it is, and it is, the Vindemiatrix is actually an unfortunate fixed star. It is also of the nature of Saturn and Mercury, but in a lower vibration. Whereas diadem is Saturn and Mercury in a fortunate vibration, Vindemiatrix gives a negative vibration of Saturn and Mercury. Saturn and Mercury are thankfully both friends, but this is a night chart, remember. Okay, the chart is a night chart, right? So Saturn does tend to be more malefic. So we've got Vindemiatrix, which is unfortunate. Vindemiatrix is at 956 of tropical Libra. But in sidereal system, Vindemiatrix and Porrima are at about 15 degrees of Virgo. So now we have some of the significations of Vindemiatrix: falsity, folly, disgrace, stealing, widowhood, depression, witch hunts, mysticism, occult. Okay, so we have a whole plethora of meanings when it comes to this really powerful fixed star Vindemiatrix, which you should look up anyway. It is, and Porrima and Vindemiatrix. I've got a video on that, quite a detailed video on that. So there's sort of, energy that comes forth that is really good for awakening. Astrology, occult. I've seen that people with this fixed star in question is always interested in the other world, interested in magic, interested in the occult. Also, there could be a lot of curses that, with Vindemiatrix, curses are frequent in my experience. Also, negative entity manifestation, a negative entity feeding away energy. Okay, now a bit of Arabic astrology. Wow, it's getting really big, my full moon reports. but they're very detailed, and I'm actually giving you the report I never had on YouTube. So I always wanted this kind of interesting report where I would see a mixture of all the systems and really interesting things that the astrologer would speak about. But it's also basic, right? All the things are so basic, right? Oh yes, I have, for sure. I am a tantric and I do yakshani sadhana. So yes, I am. Thank you. That's so kind of you. So the thing with this is that I give you a report that I never had. When I started researching astrology, I never had anything. I mean, I had my grandfather's books, and that's all I could read from. I had no websites, nothing like this. And then everything was so simplistic. All the new moon, full moon reports are too simplistic. So I try to come out here and give you a report that is unlike any, packed with nutrients as an information. It could get too much, noise for some people. They don't want so much. But for the right candidate, like someone like me, it is like, wow. Because I'm just a star myth hoarder. I love to hoard all myths of all stars. You tell me Babylonian, I'm there. You tell me Vedic, I'm there. You tell me tropical myths, I'm there. So, for people like me who are an esoteric astrology of Alice Bailey, I'm there. So this report that I prepare for you is actually an amalgamation of all the systems I have studied for over 20 odd years, and my grandfather being one of the best astrologers I've ever known. Although he was not a working astrologer, he did not charge any money because he believed he was a working CA, he was a chartered accountant. But he used to do horoscopes and he used to get diksha of mantras, and he was a tantric. But he never really worked professionally, so he used to call himself a hobby astrologer. So I had his books, I did not have websites or YouTube videos to learn from like this. And then when I got onto YouTube looking for reports on Purnima and on full moon, new moon. And then I was like, wow, these are so basic, right? I want something more. That's how I decided on creating these reports for you. A lot of people told me, oh, it's too complicated. You shouldn't get into that. You shouldn't do that. It's too complicated. That's why you don't get an audience. Your reports are too long. You should keep them at 10 minutes to 20 minutes. But this is something for the person who's interested, for the true aspirant, for the true seeker, for the true gatherer of star myths and star laws. This report is invaluable. So anyway, let's get back to Vindemiatrix and Purima. No, we are done with that. Now let's get to Arabic astrology. So today is also the day of Venus, and today is Friday, and Venus actually rules Islam. So all of this is actually a very precious day for the Muslims, and a very precious day to talk about a bit of Arabic astrology. So this particular lunation is happening in Al-Awa. Okay, this is the 13th mansion of the moon. This is a good mansion. Okay, it's a good mansion of the moon. It starts from 27 Virgo to 24 Libra. Now remember, when the Arabs mapped the constellation and the moon manzils, they have 27 manzils. Okay, when they mapped the manzils, they discovered, of course that was a different time. And then the fixed stars also do move, right? So the manzils now have changed and shifted. So I am giving to you the new understanding, not the old manzils, how the Arabs read it. This is a new, when you put the particular constellation and map it out into the sky, this is what happens. It's Al-Awa, the 13th mansion of the moon. Starts from 27 Virgo into 2020 and ends at 24 Libra. Our lunation is at 8 degrees 18 minutes of Libra. So now the significations of this month are love, sex, trade, finances, starting creative projects, travel, gardening, healing, building, cutting, and washing hair. You will also see many of these natives, Libra natives, moon or sun or ascendant or Venus, they tend to have salons, hair salons, spas, makeup gurus. A lot of them actually start their own makeup companies and they're extremely successful at that. Okay, I think Kim Kardashian is an example. I'm not entirely sure, but I think Kim Kardashian has a very strong Libra presence about her. I've not studied her chart. I did like ages ago and I completely forgot. But I know that Gigi Hadid does. Gigi Hadid or Gigi, I think Gigi Hadid, and that Kim Kardashian, I think, are very strong Librans. And if I'm not mistaken, there's something going on with Alava and Kim Kardashian. So, anyway, starting creative projects, travel, gardening, healing, building, cutting and washing hair. So all kinds of beauty things, salon things, pedicures, manicures, all of this. It's a very good time to get all of this done. Okay. Now, however, no matter what you do, do not overeat. Do not overeat. The Picotrix calls this mansion Allahu. Okay, Alahue, almost like Allahu, right? Allahu. Allahu. Okay, who? Talismanic property is liberate men who cannot come to women. That could mean, of course, homosexuality at that point. That could mean impotency. That could mean men who were incarcerated and who could not come to their women. So this is one of the things. Okay, this mansion creates love. What you need to do when you're making the spell, very simple spell from Picotrix that I'm giving you. You need to fashion from red wax a statue of a man with an erect penis. Now, this is not easy. Many of my students have complained and said, ma'am, what do we do? So the best thing to do is take red wax, burn red wax, melt red wax. Take the photo of the man who you want, because the man is red. Remember that. The woman is white, I'll tell you. So you take the picture of the man and you put it, you smudge it into the wax and you let it dry. So the man's photo goes in there and then you fashion a penis from the red wax and you put it under. This is the easiest, most simplest way you can do it. Now the same thing, best to do is fashion a statue. Everybody can't fashion a statue. I can't. Okay, with red wax, I'm going to go nuts if I have to do that. I don't have the time. I don't have that kind of craftsmanship or that kind of crazy patience to do that. I have too much intellectual work going on for me to like perfectly create a tiny wax figure. I can't do that. But the man must have an erect penis. Okay, has to have. Now, because the symbology is a man desiring coitus or sexual consummation with a woman, right? Now, from white wax, you need to fashion the image of a woman. Okay, you obviously can't fashion the image of a woman. Melt that white wax, take the photo of the woman in question, just stamp it in that wet wax. Make sure the face is seen clearly. No wax on the face. Clean it out. Do not by any means in that image cut out the eye or take apart, scrape a part of the thing. Then magic will not work. Magic must be done with a lot of care, all the preparations. So you take red wax, you take the man, you put his picture, make sure the wax doesn't cover his picture. You took a little bit of the wax and you make a sort of a, quick penis over there. Now you take the woman, same thing in white wax, and you do that, okay? Same thing. Now, bind them together face to face like that. Man's face, not man looking the other way or woman looking the other way. Man looking this way, woman looking this way. You bind them together, okay? And you wrap them in a piece of white silk that has been soaked in rose water. Okay, and then you bind that the two images together, the red wax image and the white wax image. You bind them together and you then suffumigate it or sense it. Incense, use amber or lignum. Okay, and then lignum aloes. And then what you do is, remember that white silk has already been soaked in rose water. Okay, rose water that's unopened, unused for anything else, right? And then you think them, and in the image, when you wrap them together, and in the image of the man and the woman together, you basically write the names of the man and the woman. Okay, date of birth, if you have, works very well. If you don't have, fret not. At least date you will know. You may not know the time. Date, year, you will know. Okay, for instance, 21st May 1984. Okay, if you know the time, that works even better. Then you put the time of birth, put the time of birth of the male and the female, and then you basically, once you've sensed it and you write the name of the people, then you need to say that Azerut, may this man and this woman be bound in love forever. Okay, now remember that if the man is impotent, then you're doing this with his wife and he will be able to perform. If the man has erectile dysfunction, okay, oftentimes people were known to do all this because, man was gay and he was not really interested in the woman, and then they'd still do it just to, bring him back to his wife and his kids, which I think we don't need to do in this day and this age. That's why we live in the 21st century. Thank God for that. But if a man is unable to perform this magic in this particular mansion, Alawa, is very powerful. You need to sense that with amber, and you need to call upon the mansion lord Azerut, Azerut, and you make a fervent petition to Azerut, that Azerut bind this man and woman in fervent passion, fervent love. If you are the petitioner and your husband, although I do not support love spells or, stuff like put Vashikaran on someone, it doesn't work, at the end of the day. But if a man is impotent, this will help. If a man is facing some kind of anxiety issues, or he's lost interest on his wife, or he's cheating and he's got kids and he's got stuff at home, this is doable. All right, remember, this is Alawa, the 13th mansion of the moon. The lord is Azerut. Now the Sabian symbol of Libra, okay, Libra 9, we get to Libra 9. I told you it's 8 to 9 degrees. 3 old masters hanging in an art gallery. This had me very interested. 3 old masters, that means 3 paintings of 3 old masters. Say Michelangelo, Sandro Botticelli, some 3, Goya, 3 masters hanging in an art gallery, right? So what does this mean, Hello? This means that art waits for appreciative eyes. Like Venus, when we dress up and when we look nice, we do want people to appreciate us, right? Here I put on all of this BB cream in a quick hurry and then blend it properly, and I still expect you to say, oh wow, Gina, you look so nice. That's a human psyche, right? That's literally what happens. So art, like us, we are all works of art at the end of the day. Art waits for appreciative eyes. Like, look at me, appreciate me. There's a lot inside me. I can tell you stories, also waiting to receive, right? And hi Luca, and waiting to be seen and waiting to be acknowledged. So at this time, we are like the 3 paintings. We are waiting to be seen, we are waiting to be acknowledged, right? Also remember, this is a very yin or receptive degree. Art is culture, okay? We gotta understand that an old art preserves and glorifies culture. So there's an old connection with culture and this degree, 9 degrees of Libra, very cultural people, okay? A lot of people call this the heritage degree, 9 degrees. 3 masters are Mercury, sulfur, and salt, or cosmic fire, solar fire, and lunar fire, or sphere, pyramid, and cube. Again, like the Sri Yantra, it is the play of triadic energies, or Lalita Tripura Sundari. Okay, she who plays in the 3 worlds. Everything is a triad. Remember that. Nikolai Tesla also said, if you understand the secrets of 3, 6, and 9, you've understood literally everything. The interplay of triadic energies. Now let us get to the opposition of where the sun is, 9 of Aries. And this Sabian symbol is a crystal gazer. Somebody who's psychic, Somebody who looks into the crystal ball, does crying and crystal ball reading. So this degree where the sun is an alchemy of seeing in different directions. So that means with the sun here, we are literally able to tune into different dimensions and different worlds and different realities. So beautiful. Now we move on to the Vedic report. So the Vedic report, we have sun in Pisces. Alright, and we have Uttara Bhadrapada for Scorpio Navamsa. That is where the sun is. Sun is in Pisces in Uttara Bhadrapada 4, which is the Scorpio Navamsa, which is ruled by Mars. Of course, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So a blend of Jupiter and Jupiter and Mars are good friends. Okay. Now it is a very hidden, occult and mysterious nakshatra. Okay, Uttara Bhadrapada 4, the Scorpio Navamsa. And extremes of wisdom and extremes of confusion, vacillating between them again. Aggressive externalization of energy. Aggressive externalization of energy because of the Scorpio Navamsa, right? In Uttara Bhadrapada. Now, the sun here is at 14 degrees, 09. 14 degree to 15 degrees are the avatar degrees. These degrees are where a planet can manifest itself perfectly. 0 to 5 degrees, infant planet. Okay, at 25 to 30 degrees, old planets, elderly planets. In both cases, the planets are not able to provide and protect for the native. A lot of tapas has to be done to balance the energies. However, when a planet is at 15 degrees, that planet is functional. It is embodying the sun's most powerful expression. This is the sun wants karma. So the sun is full of desire. I was talking to you about the prophecies that the sun is dreaming of, all these visualizations. The sun is now relaying all that to the moon, right? Lord is Saturn of Uttara Bhadrapada, and deity is Ahir Budhyayana. Okay, symbol is twins or two snakes in water, or a snake in water, twins or a snake in water, one snake. Element is Akasha or ether. Vishnu is the energy of the Trimurti. So we immediately understand that this is an area of preservation. The sun is an area of preservation. The sun is preserving us. The sun is our healthy ego, it's our sense of I am, how we shine, how we lead, our father, our husbands for females. So animal is cow. So feeding a cow during this lunation will be very good. Bird is owl. Tree is neem tree. So even eating neem leaves that day, if you can have neem juice, or if you can have bengan with neem and you can make a curry with it. Bengalis do that. We love doing that. So we make a neem begun. We call it neem begun. And it's a very beautiful thing and it's perfect to have on this occasion. My grandfather used to say that this dish is perfect to have when the sun is in Uttara Bhadrapada 4 in the Scorpio Navamsa. Okay, remember it is tree. Now sound is du, cham, gna, tha. So dum durgaya namaha is a protection. Dum is protection. So dum durgaya namaha is a very powerful mantra to chant during this time. However, when the sun is in Uttara Bhadrapada, it can give low blood pressure to the native. Low blood pressure to the native. Okay. Moon is in the opposite end, 14 degrees 09 of Virgo in Hasta Nakshatra, okay? Pada 2, and moon wants moksha, right? And this is Taurus Navamsa ruled by Venus. So we have that huge Venusian, infusion. See, Hasta Nakshatra is ruled by Venus. The Taurus Navamsa is ruled by Venus. So there immediately you see how the Libra moon energy is mixing with the Vedic system, the Navamsa system, right? And you see, wow, there is some truth to both the systems. Both are bringing in the Venusian energy. So moon is in Pada 2, wants moksha, and Taurus Navamsa. Deity is Vishwakarman and Lord is of course moon. Moon and moon rule nakshatra and Hasta Nakshatra. Symbol is the hand. Okay. Now when the moon is in a moon rule nakshatra, it makes one jovial, carefree, and gives robust health. All right. Body parts: hand, deity Savitur, uh, and symbol is fist or hand again. Okay. Element Agni, fire. Brahma is the Trimurti aspect. So this pada is creation. Okay. Pada 2, Taurus Navamsa in Hasta Nakshatra is about creation. And so creating all kinds of things when the moon is here in Hasta Nakshatra, very powerful for healing. Now, animal is female buffalo, bird is vulture, so a bird of prey, that's quite interesting. Tree is hog plum or jai. Okay, sound is pu, sha, na, tha. Okay, and now I will end. And before I start the tarot reading for all the 12 signs, quick tarot reading. Wow, it's already 1:20. Can you imagine that? So the mantra which I give you in many readings, I give you for the moon sign. So for the moon sign, okay, Hasta Nakshatra is sidereal Virgo. Taurus Navamsa. Now each nakshatra is broken up into 4 padas. They want Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. So Hasta Nakshatra is in sidereal Virgo. Okay, and that makes it Libra. Okay, in the tropical system, right? Yes, so that you have to check with the sidereal chart, and you have to see where in your Vedic chart, if you have Hasta Nakshatra in Taurus Navamsa, which is Pada 2, then this is directly your lunation. Amazing. So the mantra for Virgo, for Hasta Nakshatra, actually for the Virgo sign itself, Vedic moon sign. If your Vedic moon sign is Virgo, then chant Om, Shrim, Aim, Sau. 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 Okay, so this was your report. Now let's quickly get to the tarot reading, because I want to keep these not so long, because the people are going to be deterred by looking at such a long video, and they're going to be like, my God, what is this woman talking about for so long? What the hell? But you guys know, right? It's quite crazy, right? It's a lot of information packed in this video report. Now let's understand Aries. One card each, and then I am off. Okay, so Aries, what can we expect this lunation, right? Okay, 2 of Pentacles, right? 2 of Pentacles is you have a business idea in front of you, or you have a job, or you have, a way you want to make money. It could be that you are doing 2 things. But best is to zero down, because this is your time, Aries. The sun is in your sign, exalted sun. So if you're a sun sign Aries, yay, time to shine, time to, just go out into the sun, feel the vibe. It could also, imagine that. I have an exalted Jupiter, by the way, in that 11th house. So, yeah, a lot of, you could be doing a lot, Aries. And things are going to be about how you zero down. Venus is also coming into your sign. So a lot of money gathering, a lot of money, but you will have a clear option. Should you go with this investment? Should you go with that investment? And depending on that, you have to take an educated guess. Okay, and things are going to go fine, right? Now, let's move to Taurus. Taurus, of course, your ruler is going to go into Aries. Okay, immediately as the sun goes into Aries, your ruler Venus. But remember, for Venus, this is a place of detriment, okay, because Venus rules Libra. So in Aries, Venus is always like, being burnt, and Venus is cold, moist, and a nocturnal planet. Mars is also nocturnal, but in Aries, it's too much hot-headedness, okay? And Venus is combust. So poor Taurus, I feel for you. And Venus combust opposite the moon. Alright, you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. This could mean that you may fight with somebody like your partner or your mother or your grandmother or somebody who is like a fire sign lady. It doesn't have to be like a fight. It could be like there's a difference of opinion and you're trying to get your point across, and this person's like, not budging from their standpoint. So that could create some kind of anxiety with you, Taurus. I feel for you because till Venus does not clear that combustion, things are gonna be pretty sticky. Take everything, calmly. Don't get into any kind of argument for the sake of it, Taurus. Take it easy. Venus is Kazimi. Now, moving on, although the Western system believes that Kazimi planets actually bathe with the solar logos and they are renewed. However, the combustion is what I believe in. I have seen that, yeah, there's renewal, but especially when that Venus is in a sign of detriment, it's quite complicated. Okay, it's quite complicated. Now we begin with Gemini. Gemini, of course, you have that Mars in your sign, and not only that, interestingly, you also have that your ruler Mercury going into Pisces, right? And that Pisces is this really crazy zone for you. It's almost like, how you don't know quite how to make sense of it because you're so rational, so analytical, so like, okay, this is how it is, this is what I know. But suddenly you're like, oh my god, I don't know, because Mercury is in Pisces in fall and in detriment. So logic may not be available to you in the dry Gemini kind of way that, you've got the King of Wands. So there's going to be some kind of creative support. There is going to be some kind of help when it comes to, figuring out things that you need to figure out, because then Mars is himself the King of Wands and he's bringing to you some hardcore information on how you may restructure that career opportunity, how you may look through a new lens. And I suggest, Gemini, if you feel extremely anxious, tune into meditation, use sound therapy, use mantras, but they will really help you when Mercury is in Pisces. Looking into the occult, looking into the spiritual, and especially moon in Gemini, it's the 12th house from the natural house of the moon. So moon in Gemini, I feel, is extremely conflicted, even more so conflicted than that moon in fall in Scorpio. So my moon in Gemini, people, you've got the King of Cups. So there's a lot of kings are popping up. That's good. This means that there's going to be a show of compassion, a show of, help, support, a real heart-to-heart conversation with someone. That, it could be your dad, it could be like literally even your partner in some sense. And you sort of feel something really deeply because of that Mercury being in Pisces, and you're channeling all of this really profound insights. Could be if you are into cinema or into something creative, something good may come out of it. You may get a funder for your project. Okay, now Cancerians, your ruler, the moon, is headed to Libra, right? And that is a very precious time for you because that activates your 4th house of family foundations. Now, the moon by itself has no essential dignity in Libra, but in the first 10 degrees, the moon has essential dignity. So there's a saving grace to this lunation. There's a sort of, closeness with the mother. Pregnancies are possible. If there's a love interest, it's also very possible that something over there opens up. A beautiful time with your family. I see that there's a beautiful time, especially moon being in the first decan. Maybe even if you're not close to your mother, there could be a breakthrough. However, you feel this this sort of tug and war with the sun and the moon being in opposition, and that combust Venus being opposite the moon. You do feel a lot at this time, and there could be financial or romantic relationships that tend to, like, like, what am I doing? But don't forget to work hard. But this lunation is about you restructuring your career, Cancer, because don't forget that Aries is your MC, your midheaven, your 10th house of career, social recognition. So how you're going to be perceived, it's very important this month. So get working. It could also signal an apprenticeship of some sort, where you work under someone. Now, Leo rising, sun is exalted in Aries. It's profound. It's, like, wow, you feel free, you feel liberated, definitely on a new path after this Piscean journey. Let's see what we have for you. King of Swords. Legal help is possibly coming your way, Leo. Okay, somebody who's just extremely calculated, extremely good with numbers, is coming, and they can just come into your life and help you put things together. Or if it's not someone coming into your life, it could be an energy where you really realize a few things about, the way you restructure your life, your ideas, what's serving you, what's not serving you, and you sort of get a grasp on them, and you sort of come to a different kind of understanding about it. That's possible, Leo, because also this is your third house. Third house is not particularly a malefic house, but it's neighbors and gossip and all of that. So you could have also an argument with someone, Leo. Sorry. Now, Virgo. Oh wow, it's really going up the time frame. People are really going to wonder, what is this woman talking about for so long, honestly. So Virgo, again, your ruler is in the sign of Pisces, which is your polarity. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis on your partner. Seventh house is also open enemies. I was always stunned when I realized that seventh house is, the house of partnership, marriage, and bam, it's also the house of open enmity. Like, shocked. So yeah, Virgo, when Mercury is in Pisces, your feet can pain. There could be pains, sudden, even trauma to the feet, right? So that's just something to think about. Take care. Let's see what Spirit has in store for you. You're feeling left out. Five of Pentacles. You're feeling left out. You're feeling like, all the work I do, and I just thank you. And just like, so much of, like, I'm left out, I'm alone, I don't have anyone to turn to. There are people eating inside, and I'm cold, and I'm hungry, and I'm outside. People have abandoned me. So this abandonment complex, Virgo, can, that abandonment complex can play through, Virgo. So that's something. I send you love and healing. A very good time to book a reading, Virgo, per se, if you're feeling this kind of, drained, and if you're feeling like a bit lost, and you're feeling like no matter how hard you work, it's unbelievable, right? Because you're not seeing the kind of results you expect. And that could be very painful. Or, you could have problems with your partner also, where your partner literally takes something away and leaves you out in the cold. Or you could also have some verbal, problems, like people who are openly opposing you, and they come. Actually, I'm Virgo. And I'm Virgo, and I had a man a few days ago come on my channel and really say something horrible to me about OnlyFans and how derogatory it is. I was just on OnlyFans trying to create some beautiful content which deals with erotic astrology stuff that I can't put out here. Doesn't mean I am, going to be nude or I'm going to be having sex on camera. It felt really bad and it felt so oppressive that I did not even begin to create that content, but I was going to create a lot of, dating stuff or just even enactments. So I understand this, that no matter how hard I try to work or how hard I try to, get on, I deleted the comment because I didn't want to leave it, but it really hurt me. And for the last 2 days, I had all this work and I was just wondering to myself that, what do I do about this? And how do I deal with people who think of things like this? And I felt like that Virgo card really resonated with me right now because that's how I felt. Like, I am alone and I don't get any help from my parents because they don't really have any money. My dad's a professor. So they have whatever they can support themselves. Can't expect anything from them. My husband, he doesn't because he's already depressed because he went through a very traumatic situation in his life with his parents. And I don't have anybody literally helping me. And I look after all these 10 animals in the road. And I also rescued 3 more pups, by the way. But thankfully, they have been adopted, but not for the next month because the owner doesn't, the person who's adopting them doesn't want them so young. So again, I have to literally, yeah, that was so stupid, and I was like really upset, and I felt like that 5 of Pentacles, like I worked so hard, and honestly, animal rescue is really hard. It's really hard to see animals suffer. Call me crazy, but it hurts me. It pains me like crazy. When I see, I don't even kill mosquitoes. So when mosquitoes here, I'm like, shoo, 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 and I will leave, or I'll just, go out, put on my incense. My incense literally drives them all out. I have mosquitoes where I stay. So I literally can't slap them and kill them. I can't kill cockroaches. And people are like, oh my god, are you stupid? And I've heard so much stuff, but I just can't do that. I'm just the way I am. So I did understand, resonate with that 5 of Pentacles, and I feel cold and I feel like all left out alone, and it sometimes gets too much. And thankfully, I have my astrology and I have my content, I have my clients, and I live because of that, literally. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I would not want to be here if I did not have all of this. But thankfully, I do. Anyway, Libra, that was a message from the sponsors. Yeah, okay. So, a Libra, right? I mean, tell me, all these video reports I create, such long reports, I get barely like what, like 1,000 views nowadays. I'm convinced that on YouTube you cannot organically grow your channel. They do not allow you to organically grow your channel. Each of the channels with 250k subscribers or 100k subscribers, 108k subscribers, with 36k hits, 58k hits, they're all boosting. And I, because I have all my stuff that I have to look after, I do not get to boost my content. I've never boosted my content. I've never had a social media team look at it. Yeah, yeah, completely. I've never boosted because I feel that all of these channels, they can't have 58k views. They have like 260k subscribers, yet they release videos that are 30k, sometimes 3k in 24 hours. I don't understand that. And I've created posts for social media for other companies. I've not boosted them per se, but created posts because I said I'm the creative person, not the technical But there's something really wrong with YouTube algorithms. Yes, exactly. This is what happens. People, I'm not popping up in the top SEO searches because I'm not paying some influencer money, so they speak about my channel, or I'm not, going to Fiverr and paying $100 for one video to get 50K views. So it's literally come to that now, and people do not click videos that don't have massive views. The views are from bots. So I mean, I don't understand where the YouTube journey is going. Exactly. Imagine that you found me by doing that. A lot of people have said that they've saved my video, and then when they've gone back, they have not found it. So I don't know how they work on the algorithms and what they do, because my videos are not popping up on top. It's always the same. Yes, thank you. It's always that same people say giving the same information. You go to Wikipedia. Another very disturbing thing is that, nobody has really any substance. I'm not blaming anyone or saying anything, but once you watched one astrologer, you've heard everybody. Literally. You've heard everybody. That's why I don't even watch any of the full moon, new moon updates anymore. First, they're too simplistic. And second, if I watched one, I've watched them all. So it doesn't make sense for a true learner to, yeah, exactly. You pay, your channel goes up, and you don't pay, you're not shown on the extremely exploitative. And I can tell you another thing, that India is on a special filter which we cannot penetrate, so we do not even go beyond that. I create these new moon, full moon reports. I talk about Western astrology, Hellenistic astrology, esoteric astrology, Picotrix, Arabic moon manzil, Vedic astrology. I mean, I don't know, if I can't get an audience, if I can't get a decent 10K views, then I don't know what the hell is wrong. But I would have given up ages ago. But, honestly, it's like, uh, yeah, it's the same thing. Every time it is the same thing. Honest to God, I don't know, how many of these people are serious astrologers. Because a lot of them are not serious astrologers. It's like just, says Sun is sextile Pluto, this, that. You can just Google that, and you can just go to Wikipedia, read that, and blab that out. You need to, an astrologer is a different person. She's a psychiatrist, she's a, and there are 10,000s of them. Every day a new astrology channel pops up, every day a new tarot channel pops up, and they get to 100K subscribers like that, literally like that. And here I am sitting with 10K subscribers, 15K subscribers after giving content like this. So, it's pretty weird, and I don't understand how it's I don't know, it's quite crazy. Anyway, let's get back to Libra. So we've got Libra. This is all about you. It's the lunation in your sign. So here we have, wow, the 7 of Cups. Libra, it is time to concentrate on one thing or one person. It could be that there are too many people, or you like, or you're attracted to too many things you're trying to pursue, and in the end you will lose all the opportunities. This may lead you to a more spiritual path, because sevens are after all very spiritual, but somehow this energy reeks of that Venus combust opposite the moon, where you're like, you run after all these options because you're tired of yourself, you're tired of your self-image, you want to change. And because Libra wants to relate through the other, you hanker so bad for the other that you're literally chasing them. And this could have you lose everything. So cut your losses, walk away from what's not serving you. Now we got Scorpio. Scorpio, so your ruler is in Gemini, in quite a diabolical place for you, Scorpio, in that 8th house. Profound, deep. Let's see what we have for you. Wow, so you're waiting for the ships to come in, and looks like the storms have cleared. Looks like a lot of positivity is gonna come through because you've managed to creatively put your work out there. All the Scorpios, you've toiled really hard. You felt really constricted last year because that Mars going retrograde all of 2020, it sort of, really played hardcore, hardcore, right? And now, this 2021 Scorpio, your energy shifts in a real big way. And you're able to go out there, you're able to manifest what it is, you're able to be the boss you are, and also be liked while doing it, be liked while doing it. Now we come to Sagittarius. Jupiter is in Aquarius. Talking so long, I don't even have any water with me, which I should have thought about and got some water. But, Sag, right? Oh, wow. It's such a beautiful card. 10 of Cups. Celebration, jubilation, family time, children, marriage proposals, travel, all of that. If traveling is allowed, in many countries, traveling is still not allowed. So Capricorn, now we move on to Capricorn. Saturn is in your 2nd house, making you all that money, right? Let's see. Wow. The Chariot. Capricorn, this is also the Cancer's card, which is your 7th house, your spouse, your polarity, right? So there could be some interesting developments over there with your spouse. But whatever it is, Spirit is asking you to take action. Move ahead. Take action. You have to be mentally prepared. You have to know which directionality to go because you have to pivot the Chariot. Okay? Now Aquarius. Aquarius, beautiful. Saturn in your sign. This is amazing. Oh wow, you've got the 9 of Cups. So remember, it's all okay to amass huge wealth, amass everything that you want. But sometimes the climb to the top is lonely, and it could be that a cycle has ended and you feel nostalgia for people maybe you have left them behind. And today you feel sad that the people who really trusted you in a sense is not there with you, and you feel like that, can I make peace, you're left wondering, in your solitude, that what if that person was with me. Make a call, make a call to that person, and there will be a way out. There will be a way out, I'm quite sure. Now Pisces, let's see what energy we have for you, Pisces. Oh wow, we have the 9 of Wands. Pisces, you may have to prove your point. You may have to demarcate your boundary. You may have to fight for something. It could be something like, child support, child custody, or something. Spirit is telling me something like custody issues, something like, some problem is coming your way and you have to be prepared. Does that mean you flip out? No. Mercury is in your sign. Of course, Neptune lives in your sign, and Jupiter is about to go into your sign, Pisces. So now Jupiter is still in that 12th house, right? And it's sort of igniting and taking you to places, and your ruler being in that 12th house, it's digging up a lot of unconscious debris. People may question you because you said something about your past, and people were like defensive or straight out offensive with you, and you may have to prove your point. You have to say, this is how I feel, and just because you don't feel that way doesn't make my feeling any less valid. So I see a time of conflict, this lunation for you, Pisces, a time when you have to say no, no, I don't see it that way, or yes, I want it that way. No, I'm not going to settle. No, I'm not going to listen. Pisces, very soft, sensitive people. But sometimes a no is no. And you know, here also, it's almost like you're on edge. You're on edge about something. And this could be extremely disturbing to you. So step aside for a little, come out of that, I have to defend myself, or I have to be in this combat mood, or someone's going to come and devastate me, desecrate me. Step out of that and take a deep breath and tune in this lunation and write a letter to the universe, okay, of all the hurt, of all the issues that you want to write about. Express them neatly, succinctly, and that will really help you, Pisces, because this Mercury in Pisces can be very turbulent for you. You want to express, you want to say, you want to do things, and also that Mars is squaring Pisces. So all of this, depending on your degree, you're going to feel extremely conflicted for sure. And Mars square could be conflicts, right? But wait till Jupiter moves into your sign in May, and the whole world will breathe a sigh of relief. Like, but that may be hard to contain the world because people are just gonna go nuts. Anyway, I really have to go now. My God, it's at 2 hours. That's absolutely crazy because I'm so sure that people are, almost not gonna hit it because they're like, oh my God, what do I do? Please, if you can, put some timestamps. If you remember your reading and your thing, just put a timestamp because I have to rush for a client, and then I have a very special puja to do. And tomorrow in the morning I also have a Chishta Ganpati workshop. So take care, my beautiful friends. If you want to work with the Dasha Mahavidya, I will be coming out here and making a very solid video about Dasha Mahavidyas very soon. So take care. And Hasta Nakshatra, the hand. So I bless you with my hand. I Yes, Luca, thank you so much. Hopefully, tomorrow I will be back again because I just have a lot of stuff to give. Like, I honestly want a patron who will just be able to support me to basically provide for me my new equipment and just give me a basic stipend so I can concentrate, and takes 5 hours a day, 5 times a week to shoot my videos. I have to complete the Sun, Moon, Ascendant video. Bye. I hope you enjoy your Labradorite. Take care. Bye bye. All right, guys. So please let me know if you want any crystals, if you want any reading. I suggest it's a very good time to book a reading. Please book a reading. Or if you can't afford it, then you can opt for the Sun, Moon, Ascendant videos that I'm offering for $11.11. At least that will give you a good grasp on your big three. Okay, and the big three is really big because a lot of the fortune is calculated with the help of the big three, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. So get to know your Sun, Moon, Ascendant for as little as 1111. And please do donate if you can, or book a reading, or buy crystals, or support me in any way. Thank you so much and take care. Bye.